Now let us see what joints this clavicle forms. Laterally, the clavicle attaches to acromion of scapula. Clavicle attaches to acromion of scapula, which forms acromioclavicular joint. And medially, the clavicle attaches to sternum. Clavicle attaches to sternum, which gives rise to sternoclavicular joint. At which part of the sternum the clavicle attaches? Do anyone know? Clavicle attaches to the clavicle notch of the sternum. These both joints, which helps in shoulder abduction. Helps in shoulder abduction. Laterally, the clavicle attaches to the acromion of scapula to form acromioclavicular joint. And medially, the clavicle attaches to sternum to form sternoclavicular joint. At what part of the sternum? At clavicle notch of the sternum, clavicular notch of the sternum. These two joints together, acromioclavicular joint and sternoclavicular joint, together helps in shoulder abduction. Now let us discuss about the fractures of clavicle. Fractures of clavicle. Generally, the fractures occur at lateral 1/3 and middle 1/3. This is the fracture symbol. Generally, the fractures occurs between lateral 1/3 and middle 1/3. Not medial 1/3, middle 1/3. And the most important point is coracoid process of scapula is seen below clavicle in infraclavicular fossa. Coracoid process of scapula seen below clavicle in infraclavicular fossa. Do you know that the clavicle is most common and most fractured bone of human body? The clavicle is the most common and most fractured bone of human body. This is the fracture of the fracture of clavicle is mostly seen in children. Generally results from fall on outstretched hand. The clavicle is the most common and most fractured bone in the human body. It is mostly seen in children. What is seen in children? The fracture of clavicle is mostly seen in children. The fracture of clavicle is due to the fall on outstretched hand. Now, the fracture of clavicle at some places may be very serious, may cause a very serious damage to the skeleton system. Fracture of lateral 1/3. Can involve the tearing of coracoclavicular ligament. Fracture of lateral 1/3 involves the tearing of coracoclavicular ligament. Which can be results in very serious conditions. The fractures of the lateral 1/3 of the clavicular bone results in the tearing of coracoclavicular ligament. Now, the fractures between middle 1/3 and lateral 1/3 middle 1/3 and lateral 1/3, the medial fragment is displaced upward. This displacement of the medial fragment upward is due to the forceful pull of sternocleidomastoid muscle. So what the medial fragment displaces upward and the lateral fragment goes downward. Because of the weight of shoulder. If the fracture takes place in between the medial 1/3 and lateral 1/3, the medial fragment of the clavicular displaces upward. This displacement of medial fragment upward is due to the pull of sternocleidomastoid muscle, and the lateral fragment goes downward because of the weight of shoulder. Now here are two pictures. In these two pictures you can see that the medial part of the clavicle moves upward and the lateral part is remained downward. This upward movement is due to the pull of sternocleidomastoid muscle. Have you understood? If the fracture takes place in between the middle 1/3 and lateral 1/3, the medial fragment displaces upward because of the pull of sternocleidomastoid muscle, and the lateral fragment remain downward. The upward movement is due to the pull of sternocleidomastoid muscle. We already know that clavicle helps in weight transmission from upper limb to the axial skeleton. Weight transmission from upper limb to axial skeleton, that is from humerus to scapula to clavicle to sternum and ribs. These are the axial skeleton, and these all are the appendicular skeleton. What we said is the clavicle is the bone which helps to transmission of weight from upper limb to the axial skeleton through the humerus, scapula, clavicle, and then to the sternum and ribs. So we told that the clavicle helps in weight transmission from upper limb to the axial skeleton. So let us assume a person has fall and on outstretched hand, then the weight is transferred from the humerus to scapula. So the ligaments between the humerus and scapula which helps in weight transmission are these capsular ligaments. Capsular ligaments. And then from scapula to clavicle, that is the acromion to clavicle, which is in between the ligaments between the acromion and clavicle are acromioclavicular ligaments. Acromioclavicular ligaments. And there is one other set of ligaments, that is coracoclavicular ligaments, that originates from the coracoid process and to the clavicle. This is coracoclavicular ligaments. Between the coracoid process and clavicle. This is the main ligament for the weight transmission. And the next weight transferred from the clavicle to the sternum. The ligament is sternoclavicular ligament. Sternoclavicular ligament. Now there is another ligament which really helps in the weight transmission from the upper limb to the axial skeleton is costoclavicular ligament. Which is present between the clavicle and the first rib. And There is a other set of ligaments which helps in weight transfer are interclavicular ligaments. Which is present in between the two clavicle by attaching to the sternum. Interclavicular ligaments. So let us write all the important ligaments for the weight transfer of upper limb to the axial skeleton. First comes coracoclavicular ligament. The next one is sternoclavicular ligament. The next one is costoclavicular ligament. The last one is interclavicular ligament. This helps most, and the remaining capsular ligament, acromioclavicular ligament, these ligaments also helps in the weight transfer, but these ligaments helps the most in the weight transfer from upper limb to axial skeleton. So now let us talk about the next topic, muscle attachments to the clavicle. Primary muscular attachments of clavicle are pectoralis major, major not minor, deltoid, trapezius, subclavius, and the last one is sternocleidomastoid muscle. These are the primary attachments. There is other muscle which also attaches, that is sternohyoid muscle. These are the muscle attachments, and so this is about clavicle. I hope you guys understood today's topic. If you like my explanation, please give me thumbs up and subscribe to my channel and share with your friends so that they can also learn easily. Thank you. See you with the next topic, scapula. Goodbye.